During the WrestleMania 37 weekend, WWE revealed a 30-second teaser trailer for the upcoming release of 2K22, scheduled to be released hopefully this year. The trailer looked to be a vast improvement over the universally panned 2K20 with improved graphics and gameplay. Now, thanks to the teaser trailer, a lot of players have been speculating in relation to what superstars could be included in the game, in particular what legends could we see in the game.
Weighing 218 pounds, he is the WWE Champion, CM Punk.
Now, it's expected that the usual legends will be present, with the likes of The Undertaker, The Rock, Stone Cold Steve Austin, and Triple H, but 2K22 could be the game that introduces WWE legends that have been absent for some time or have never appeared before. But which ones are they? Well, join us now as Wrestlegamia looks at 10 wrestling legends that could appear in 2K22. Be sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell so you're the first to know when we release a new video. Number 10. CM Punk. CM Punk's last appearance in a WWE video game was all the way back in 2K15, and this appearance actually caused a lot of controversy between Punk and WWE. Punk was initially paid royalties for the game, which led to a legal battle which ultimately resulted in victory for the former champion.
Mr. McMahon's 50-year legacy of the WWE Championship has gone up in smoke. Look at poor Mr. McMahon, what's he gonna do? This is awful!
Now, although Punk appearing in a video game isn't the most probable entry on this list, the relationship between the two seems to be on better terms, which opens the door for more opportunities such as a video game appearance. Punk has appeared on WWE Backstage as well as been actively mentioned on programming as well as social media. Him being announced for the game would no doubt give 2K22 the boost and excitement it needs following the poor reception of the previous game. A straight-edge superstar being included in the game would also open the door for Punk to do more projects with WWE and potentially even return for a match. Number 9. The Ultimo Dragon. The Ultimo Dragon had an extremely brief run in WWE. This meant that he only featured in one video game, and that video game was Here Comes the Pain. Now, although the Ultimo Dragon isn't really mentioned by WWE too much, he's a certified legend, winning a number of titles all around the world. Him being a playable character in a WWE video game would be very exciting, as the possibility of matches such as the Dragon vs. Ray, him vs. Mustafa Ali or Ricochet is too big of an opportunity for WWE and 2K to miss out on. Number 8. Jushin Thunder Liger. Believe it or not, pro wrestling legend Jushin Thunder Liger has never appeared in a WWE video game. Okay, this could be down to the fact that he's only ever wrestled one match in the WWE, and this came in 2015 when he competed against Tyler Breeze at NXT TakeOver Brooklyn. However, Liger has been officially inducted into the Hall of Fame as part of the WrestleMania 37 week, so he's now solidified as being an all-time great in the eyes of WWE. Players would love to see him make his WWE video game debut in 2K22, and no doubt we could get a number of dream matches played out, such as him versus Seth Rollins or even AJ Styles. Number 7. Jeff Jarrett. Jeff Jarrett's last appearance in a video game was all the way back at WrestleMania 2000. Now, due to his controversial departure back in 1999, he was virtually erased from history for the next 20 years and would be barely mentioned, and this extended to any appearances or mentions in video game releases. However, the relationship would begin to mend in 2018 when Jarrett was officially inducted into the Hall of Fame, and then a year later, he began a full-time role as WWE producer. Seeing Jarrett reintroduced into the WWE video game world would be a welcomed addition for players, and there doesn't seem to be any reason why this can't happen. Number 6. Vader. Vader's absence from 2K20 left fans very disappointed. However, due to the overwhelming amount of issues in the game, Vader was probably best left out of it. 2K22 should be a solid reintroduction for the Mastodon and would allow players to play matches such as Vader vs. Roman Reigns, Vader vs. Braun Strowman, and even Vader vs. other legends such as Andre the Giant. Number 5. Ken Shamrock. Ken Shamrock was a welcomed addition to 2K16, however, following his involvement, he would fail to be involved in any other game since. This is mainly due to Shamrock being in Impact Wrestling, meaning it makes a challenge for WWE to feature someone in the game who's currently wrestling for a rival company. Now, although Shamrock is still in Impact at the time of this video being published, it would be great if they could come to some type of a deal which features him in the game.
Here's your winner, Ken Shamrock!
Number 4. The 1994 version of The Undertaker. Now, The Undertaker will without a doubt be a featured superstar in 2K22. However, what players have been eager to see reintroduced into the game is his 1994 style as a playable character. The 94 version of The Undertaker featured purple gloves and purple boots, and last featured in a video game over 15 years ago in Here Comes the Pain. We would love to see them reintroduce this classic version of The Undertaker as he goes up against supernatural entities such as the Fiend Bray Wyatt. Number 3. Mae Young. You may be shocked to find out that wrestling legend Mae Young has only been featured in one WWE video game. That game was No Mercy, where she was an unlockable character. Now, given the nature of Mae Young and her credibility for one of the most important women in the history of wrestling, it begs the question why she's never appeared in a modern WWE video game. Players would love to see Mae be introduced to modern players by including her into 2K22. Number 2. Rob Van Dam. Rob Van Dam's last appearance in a video game release came in 2K18, where he was part of the deluxe version of the game. Ever since his removal from the game, which can be put down to him wrestling in Impact, there's been an increasing demand to see him featured in the 2K series. This seems like a reasonable request from fans and one that 2K and WWE will likely grant, as RVD was recently inducted into the Hall of Fame this year. Again, just think of the matches that this could open up. The likes of RVD vs Ricochet, AJ Styles or Buddy Murphy. And number 1, Umaga.
Approaching the ring from the Isle of Samoa, weighing in at 350 pounds, Umaga!
The last time Umaga appeared in a WWE video game release was all the way back in SmackDown vs Raw 2010. Following his passing in 2009, WWE have been extremely reluctant to mention Umaga, and this extends to him featuring in video games. However, over a decade later, there's no reason for Umaga not to feature as a legend in this game, as WWE seem to now acknowledge him. Just this year, they posted a birthday tribute to the former Intercontinental Champion on all their social media platforms, and is often name-dropped on television. Without a doubt, players would love to see Umaga in the game and play with some mega dream matches with the likes of Umaga vs Roman Reigns, Umaga vs Samoa Joe, and even Umaga vs Brock Lesnar, all being potential matchups in the game. Well, there you have it, folks. Our look at 10 wrestling legends who could be in 2K22. Who else should be in 2K22? Let us know in the comments down below, and I'll see you next time with some more wrestling video game content.